Pull it up and pull it out. Oh, it's fucking Tom chose this bastard. He gets to do the history.
That's why I'm pulling him up. But I just read it like 20 minutes ago, and I'm so
did
happy.
You read all 9 of his comic book appearances?
I read most of them, and my favorite one is probably you already know which one my favorite one if you read them.
I'm going to guess Ambush Bug, Year Zero?
No.
Because that's the only place I've ever seen him.
I'll save it for the podcast, but you'll know
By the
why.
way, no appearances in Suicide Squad, the comic book.
Fine and dandy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Longbox Guys. With me, as always, is some of my very best friends since I was a very, very little kid. Mike, how you doing, and what are you drinking?
I'm doing well, and I am drinking an Uncut Gem Amber Lager from Hoppa's Brewing Company just around the corner from my house.
Nice. Sounds delicious. Tommy, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I'm doing okay. I'm drinking some Old Camp whiskey. It tells me it's smooth on the bottle, and it lies like hell.
Josh,
how are you doing, Tommy?
I'm doing great. And tonight I'm drinking something that Josh got me totally hooked on. When Josh introduced me to this whiskey, I thought it was a stunt whiskey, and I hate stunt whiskeys. I hate flavored whiskeys. I hate foo-foo whiskeys. Peanut butter fucking whiskey is the bomb. And you only have to use a little bit and then mix it with some Bushmills, and it is so good. It's my new favorite drink now. I call it a peanut butter bush. Yeah, it's delicious. Thank you, Joshua. What is that? Screwball, right?
Screwball whiskey, yeah.
Screwball whiskey. Screwball peanut butter whiskey is delicious. Go out and try it. If you don't like stunt whiskeys, neither do I. But that is fucking off the chain. Josh, what are you drinking, buddy?
I'm just going with some light beers. My light beer of choice, Harpoon Rec League.
I've been trying so hard to get you a jacket. Like, I can't bribe it off of people. I'm like, you know what? I got the money. I'll give you $200 right now for that jacket. People are like, nope. God damn it. I just cannot get that jacket. I keep striking out. Speaking of striking out, one supervillain who used nothing but a baseball bat when it became depowered is who we're talking about today, and that is the Polka Dot Man. Yes, that's how deep I got into this character. I know when he got depowered. Polka Dot Man is in the Suicide Squad movie that's coming up. That's why we're doing him. But unbeknownst to me, never appears in the Suicide Squad. Is that correct, Mike?
Not in the comic book, no.
So, what kind? You said he only has 9 appearances. Do you know the 9 off the top of your head of them?
Yes. Well, this is coming from DCFandom.com. All 9 appearances are one his first appearance, which was Detective Comics number 300, and then he doesn't appear again for like 20 years later. He appears in Ambush Bug, Year None, issue number 4. Batgirl, Year 1, issue number 5. Batman GCPD, issue number 1, which I'm sure you'll talk about.
Yeah, damn right.
Batman the Widening Gyre, issue number 4. Nightwing, volume 2, issue number 104. And he is one of the stars of Final Crisis Aftermath Run. He's in issues 2, 3, and 4.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Polka Dot Man, a.k.a. Abner Krill. Abner Krill is a supervillain who first makes his appearance in, what year here? Hold on a second.
62.
1962. Now, this is a time when Batman is already an established hero, and he's been accused of, and this is probably true, of costume rogues appearing just to fight the Batman and get a little notoriety. And this particular character seems to fit that bill perfectly. As part of his backstory, he talks about, well, there's a Batman, there must be me, the Polka Dot Man. So Abner Krill takes on this ridiculous persona of the Polka Dot Man, but he actually has some pretty cool gadgets. He can pull a polka dot off, and it becomes different things. It becomes things like a buzzsaw. It becomes human-sized fists, a teleportation device, and even a flying saucer. Why he just didn't sell this technology is incredibly beyond me. We talk about this all the time. If you develop teleportation, just get rich. fuck robbing banks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun little side note. Batman steals Polka Dot Man's teleportation technology and uses it for the Justice League so they can get to and from the satellite.
Is that true?
Sure, why not?
I totally thought that was canon, you piece of shit.
I would love to see that story where Abner Krill sues Batman for stealing his technology.
Speaking of being sued, thank you for setting me up. So the Polka Dot Man is pretty much nothing but a stooge. He gets depowered because he gets sent to jail. He comes back out and he decides, I don't need all this fancy gadgetry, which he no longer owns because he's broke. He takes a baseball bat, dressed in his old costume, and tries to rob a bank. Who should be there to stop him? Harvey
Everybody's
Bullock.
favorite alcoholic.
Harvey Bullock. And Harvey Bullock is having none of it. Harvey Bullock puts the beat down on him so bad that he files a brutality suit against the Gotham Police Department and wins. Not only getting a huge payment so he can get his technology back, but also forcing our good friend Harvey Bullock to see a psychiatrist for years and years and years. Like Harvey Bullock, Krill is a committed alcoholic. He spends most of his time drinking himself into a stupor. In fact, there's a running joke about him stealing a leopard and Nightwing walking in on him in a very uncomfortable moment. And this joke runs across several comic books. I've seen it. And they also talk about it at the bar called My Alibi. My Alibi is a bar where Gotham's underworld goes, where everyone vouches, oh, Krill, he's been here all night. At the moment, it seems as if he's dead. He died when they were betrayed by the Human Flame in this big battle where he was crushed by a manhole cover, which is funny because that's a big polka dot.
So the Batwoman appearance of Polka Dot Man is really him in the background at My Alibi at the bar.
That's all he's doing. He's just at
That's
My
all
Alibi.
he's doing.
I hope that's your
being at My
favorite comic. All right, so we know a little bit about Abner Krill and his background. Now, he is a minor character, but because of his interaction with Harvey Bullock, he grabbed my attention, and I thought there'd be more to him. But then to my horror, I found out there is not that much more to him. He doesn't get the Kite Man treatment, nothing like that.
So the poor bastard even has a misnomer, since technically he is just Dot Man, as the polka dot pattern is circles of the same size, which is not his costume.
They actually make note of that on his Wikipedia page. That it's not really.
That's not polka dots.
It's because he's Polish and there is polka music playing in the background while he's committing his crimes.
That's right.
Is that right?
Sure,
Yeah,
why not?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
That's what activates the teleportation device. A little oom-papa.
Yeah, a little papa.
Yeah.
Beer barrel polka, and he's gone. That's the only polka I can name off the top of my head. Go, Mike. Name another.
Melody of Love.
Sure, why not? Tommy.
What? Melody of Love is don't you fucking doubt me on my polka knowledge. We grew up right next to the polka capital of New England.
Pulaski Park. That's right.
Right. Also, Polka Man's Hideout. Pulaski Park, the world's largest Polish theme park. That joke came back to me years later.
How so?
We always used to just talk about, like, just jokingly, so for folks who don't know us, Western Massachusetts, there's really just a small green park called Pulaski Park. And is it Three Rivers?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Three Rivers.
I think it is.
So we always used to walk around and joke that it was Pulaski Park, the world's largest theme park, the world's Polish largest theme park. And probably like 5, maybe 6 years out of college, a friend of mine was visiting from California and was like, hey, somebody I was talking to said there was a Polish theme park in Western Mass called Pulaski Park. Have you been? And I was like, this can't be true. Like, that joke has traveled the world and managed to come back to me.
Not a joke. It's on their fucking sign.
Yeah, that's why we started saying it.
It
says,
is just a 280-pound Polish dude who takes kids, grabs them by their one arm and one leg, and spins them around.
While the one other Polish polka music song I know, Beer Barrel Polka, plays in the background. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Roll Out the Barrel. That's the other one. Yeah, Pulaski Park. It's on the sign. World's largest Polish theme park.
I didn't realize it was on the sign. I just thought that was our joke.
Yeah,
I thought that was our joke.
Nope, it's on the side, but we proliferated that son of a bitch. And also, Pulaski Parks dot the United States. Pulaski was a philanthropist who wanted parks celebrating Polish heritage all over. That's not a joke, by the way. That's real. That's a stupid knowledge I can't unlearn. Much like the name Abner Krill, which, by the way, krill looks like little dots in the water. Actually look like polka dots because krill's about the same size. So who has a favorite Abner Krill, a.k.a. the Polka Dot Man story? Mike.
I think you covered every fucking story that Abner Krill was involved in.
I mean, in every story he's in, they always refer back to the first one where Robin hunted him down with using a leopard.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucked the shit out of that leopard.
Show me on this doll where the Polka Dot Man touched you, leopard.
You're just poking at dots. It's his thing. You gotta think. I really did like the police brutality thing because if you read that particular issue, Harvey Bullock is just so fucking sick of these characters. He's pretty sick also. And he shouldn't be on the police force. I'm not, at this point in his career, he's made the hero's journey and come around. But at this point, I don't recommend him as a icon of what a policeman should be. But he's just so sick of these low-level criminals terrorizing the city that he absolutely just crushes and lays out the Polka Dot Man. And he went to a psychiatrist, and he probably should have done some jail time for that one.
In Final Crisis Afterlife run, Polka Dot Man is sort of in almost like a cult of Immortus, where they're doing crimes on behalf of Immortus' behalf, and they almost like worship him. So, I mean, what little character development he has is not all that great because they make him into a sort of cult follower.
It's easy to see how he would become a member of a cult. He doesn't have a lot going on, right?
He really doesn't.
I mean, a brilliant inventor, but he, if it wasn't for the fact that Harvey Bullock beat him up, he couldn't afford to make his inventions.
Yeah. I used to run this restaurant, and I had these two guys. They were in a cult, a boyfriend and girlfriend, and I kept working so hard to get the one kid out. And they kept asking me, well, what about Lily? And I'm like, she's fine. She is better off in a cult than she's ever going to be. She is fine.
She is loved.
She is
loved.
Turnips.
She's fine.
And bowing down when the limousine goes by into the black barn of destiny. She's fine. But we can get this kid out. I should bleep out that name because I used the real name.
Oh my God, I just read the villains in General Immortus's army.
Let's hear them.
So, Sportsmaster, classy dude. We all love Sportsmaster.
Pretty powerful. I mean, not a bad. Back in the day, he was a formidable foe.
Yeah, Justice Society. Yeah. One of the main villains of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Condiment King.
Yep.
Not
The
quite so
Human
powerful.
Flame. The Brown Recluse. Miss Army Knife. N-Emmy. Phony Baloney. And the Seductress.
Ooh. What was the brown? Now, a brown recluse is a terrifying spider. We know this from our time in the military, Mike.
Yeah, fucking bitten by one.
Yeah, that sucks. And
The face swelled up like crazy.
not only that, but your flesh could have gone necrotic which means you're like the living dead. Like your skin dies when those things bite you. Was the brown recluse like a bad super like that? That might be a terrifying villain.
It's terrifying to me because I had to get rushed back out of the field so they could treat it.
Rush, you had to be teleported. They had the Polka Dot Man on site to get you the fuck out of there. I saw one jump once, and that was enough for me to say, God damn, I don't want to fuck with brown recluse spiders. They'll leap like 3 feet up. Brown recluse has got to be a terrifying villain. That's all I'm saying. Even if it just has a brown recluse with it. Like, hey man, back up or I open the box. All right, cool out. Nobody wants that.
All right, so who would you rather have a fight with? Polka Dot Man or Spider-Man's enemy Spot?
All right, now the Spot was all about teleportation. He would set up all these teleportation dots, punch through the hole, and his fist would come out this other hole, and Spider-Man was not able to use his spider sense because of it. He couldn't quite get a read on that.
His costume is basically the same as Polka Dot Man, except it's all black and white dots.
I was going to say, except it's nothing but black and white. And also, if you punch into this polka dot guy, the dot guy, you would go through him mostly.
Yeah, because every little dot on him is a portal.
Yeah, a portal to another dimension. He's actually kind of scary and frightening.
Yeah.
Because he's closed those portals up and taken off limbs. So I think I'd rather fight Polka Dot Man and take my chances with police brutality getting put on me. How about you, Josh? Who do you want to fight?
Yeah, I'm taking Polka Dot Man. Also, like his dots were preconceived things, so I was always wondered, like, did he have a list? Because I would forget where I put what.
Well, they're colored. The colors actually correspond to what they were.
Yeah, but like but
you still
like
need
only
to
one
know.
of them was the spaceship. Like you run out of color. Like oh, that's maroon. That's dark red. Like what am I? Which ones? I don't know. I'd screw it up. Personally, I'd be throwing my teleportation thing at somebody when I thought it was something else. It'd be horrible.
It would say. Also, once you get tunnel vision in a fight, like how do you even see what the fuck is on your costume?
Right? Yeah, you gotta like hunt for one. Like
Yeah, you grab the orange one. You don't realize it's leopard pheromones.
So who would win a fight?
Because you guys have been thinking that he fucked a leopard, but I'll have you know that was not the case.
Hey, Polka Dot Man does not fuck leopards. Leopards fuck Polka Dot Man. I'm not a rapist. I'm a furry. Who'd win in a fight, the Tattooed Man or Polka Dot Man?
Oh, Tattooed Man, easily.
Oh yeah, he did that anchor thing. Bam. Similar kind of power set, a little bit. You know, he gets the
All right, so we're all in agreement. This is a lame villain.
Lame villain, and I'm sorry I picked it. I like the actor that's playing him, and I thought it'd be more to mine here, but there just wasn't.
I mean, it's a good concept, just poor execution.
Appeared in
Batman
66.
Well, he appeared in Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon. He is one of the many people that Batmite pulled out just to make a point of, stupid villains.
Yeah. Was he in the Batman Lego movie?
He was. He makes a brief appearance in the background, according to the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
I don't know. Is there my alibi in the Batman Lego movie?
Was there a leopard in the
Lego movie?
Was there a zoo? As long as there's a zoo, we're covered.
Do you think Catman is pissed off at Polka Dot Man?
I don't know why it would be. Or maybe they retire. That's you know what? I'm gonna ship that right now. Polka Dot Man and Catman retire off to a leopard sanctuary that they run together, and it's a loving and caring environment, and they take care of abused and traumatized leopards. And is there anything else with spots? Dalmatians.
So you're saying that he's loosely based on Tiger King?
No one's saying that. No one's ever say that.
No.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's gonna be it.
I can't believe we talked this long about him. Fuck.
Seriously, yeah.
I really do think that the Harvey Bullock thing does flesh him out a little bit, because that actually touches on a couple of things we like to talk about: social justice, police brutality.
I could have literally narrated every panel he's ever appeared on.
Yep.
While we were talking.
And you would have done a fine job, Mike.
Thank you.
We should have just had you flashing every panel he's been on in the background.
In the background.
As we were going through. If you're listening to this podcast and are wondering what we're talking about, we also have a YouTube channel. Just go ahead and search for the Longbox Guys. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, we have a fucking podcast, which is actually edited and has cuts and stuff in it, which we don't do for the YouTube channel because I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah. So if you are sick of hearing me say, just go to the podcast. You won't have to hear that shit.
That, Tom.
Thank you. One other little side note: as small as this character is, it's some of the minor characters that really do develop the big characters. And I made a point of this at Pensacon this year with a little known character called Penny Pincher. Have you guys remember Penny Pincher?
No.
He had penny themed crimes, and he was a Batman villain all of one time. But you've all seen
the giant penny.
You got it, Mikey. Mikey got it. That giant penny was from that particular comic, and that giant penny makes it into the Batcave all the time as one of his trophies. By the way, the giant penny was stolen from a museum. I don't know why the fuck Batman kept it. Is Batman just stealing shit too?
Yeah.
Only his trophies.
It's like a dinosaur too.
He could have given it back and just bought the penny from the museum.
He might have just bought the penny because he was like feeling it.
Or, hear me out. The penny was actually a Nazi war prize.
Ooh.
And he refused to give it back to the museum and is looking for its rightful heir.
The rightful heir that's a Nazi.
No, it was the Nazi stole it from the Jews.
Oh, the Nazi stole it. Okay.
Come on.
Wait a minute. So this. I'm sorry. This brings up an even worse scenario where a Jewish fellow somewhere in Europe
has a giant U.S. penny. Yeah.
That's a stereotype we want to get into.
His name was Dr. Copperstein.
Wow.
Copperman. Well, when he came to Ellis Island, it was Copperman, but they changed it to Stein.
Oh, hey, you know what I've learned?
Actually,
That's actually a myth.
Hopper.
No, that's a myth that they changed people's names when they got to Ellis Island.
Well, it's not a myth. It just wasn't ubiquitous.
No, it is a myth. On Finding Your Roots, the historian the genealogist who does that explains that Ellis Island took the logbooks that were done before the boats sailed over. So they were done in the other countries, and they just took the logbooks and registered the names. So the idea that people at Ellis Island were just changing people's names willy-nilly is actually false.
Well, there are some instances where we do see names change. Are you saying it's mistakes or mistakes from the translation from the log?
No, he's saying they were changed when they got on the boat,
On
not
the
when they got
logbook.
to America. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. They could have. They could have changed their name over there, thinking I'm going to America for a fresh start. This is the new name I want to go by for whatever reason.
And also, we're playing a little bit of telegraph here, right? If you guys know what I'm saying. So
yeah, somebody said. A lot of people who were coming over couldn't read or write. They tell the guy at the port, they write the guy's name down. They hand it to the captain. The captain hands it off as the passenger manifest to the folks at Ellis Island who are checking everybody.
Yeah, that seems pretty logical too. In my mind now, though, it's canon that Coppersmith became Opper when they got to America. Josh, Batman owes you a penny.
A giant penny.
A giant penny. And you know what the price of copper is right now? That thing's worth a pretty penny.
Wow.
Wow.
I just circled back around. That was
Circle
nice.
right back around. Thank you. Mikey, what do you got at the front of the long box for me, brother?
At the front of the long box, I have Milestone Returns. If Tom, you want to tell everybody what Milestone is?
So Milestone Comics was a breakthrough comic. Came out in the 90s, early 90s, and it was an all African-American owned comic book company. This is best read about in the Rise and Fall of Milestone Comics. A terrific academic book about Milestone Comics. These characters were a real attempt to bring African-American writers and artists together in an all African-American themed comic book company. They did great. They created some terrific characters, but they didn't last as long as we would have liked.
So this is the kind of like the preview book that's setting up the 3 new comic series that are coming out.
Who printed this?
It's a DC Comics. DC bought out Milestone. They at one point merged the Milestone characters into the DC universe, and now they're bringing Milestone back as a little not independent, but a little sub label. It's kind of like Black Label is. They're doing Milestone again. And so the 3 new comics that are going to be coming out within the next couple months, these are all season 1. So I think the idea is they're going to have a 12-issue limited run and then go on to the next series. So the first one, of course, is the most popular of the Milestone characters. That's Static, also known as Static Shock. But then there's the Superman version, Icon and the Rocket, his sidekick. And third is Hardware.
I never loved Hardware, but I certainly did love Icon and his sidekick. And Static Shock, me and Tony Isabella had a real good laugh talking about the fact that he started the African-American superheroes have to have electrical powers. Trope. I see Josh looking around furiously. A lot of African-American superpower with electric superpowers out there.
Fair.
Yeah. He didn't know he started a trope until we started talking about it. He's like, oh, yeah, kind of right. Also didn't know, I think I mentioned this last time, but it bears repeating. Tony Isabella, the genius that he is, came up with Kite Man's nom de guerre, his real name, Charlie Brown. I will never not be impressed by that. Tommy, what do you got at the back of the long box?
I have Superior Iron Man by Tom Taylor, Yildiray Sinar, and Mike Choi.
I love Superior Iron Man. I am excited about this, Tommy. Tell us all about it.
From 2014, 2015. In it, Iron Man is kind of a big jerk. Tony Stark, he gives away an upgrade to everybody's physical hardware in San Francisco. So he basically gives everybody in San Francisco a way to upgrade their bodies. And he gives it away as a free sample. And then once they get hooked, he starts charging for it. And
it's a subscription.
Subscription, yes.
How much was the subscription? Do you guys remember?
More than it was reasonable for.
But so people start to get that money.
They start stealing. They start having all these negative outcomes for it. And so Tony Stark's like, hey, no, that's not right. But you know what? If you guys hang out with me, you can get a temporary subscription for free if you start hanging around Tony Stark. And here's where I'll be. And so he creates this sort of I don't know, fandom or cult around him of people so that perfect, beautiful, enhanced people all around him all the time. And he's drinking like crazy and partying like crazy, living the good life of Tony Stark while having all these addicted, if you will, people around him who are just hanging out with him because they can't afford the upgrades any other way. And they need the upgrades because they're addicted to them. And he's kind of inventing things on the side and has this ulterior motive to sort of do this type of thing worldwide. And Pepper Potts, along with an AI version of an earlier self of him, try to take him out. And it's a really, really interesting and good story about what would happen if Tony Stark went shitty.
Shitty, yes.
Shitty, yeah.
What pulls him out of the spiral there, Tommy? Or do you want to not spoil it for us?
It's not in volume 1.
Spoil the whole book. What?
It's not in volume 1.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil the book for people. I don't want to give away everything. But
if you want to hear the giveaway and ending, go back to the previous episode where I put it at the front of the long box where I told everybody about this series.
Well, all right then. I probably will.
That's right. Just listen to all 240 something episodes, and eventually you may hear it. That's the best use of your time, folks.
I believe so. Josh, that was a little bit of a tangent, and that's usually your purview. What do you got for us today, Josh?
Well, I got a tattoo this week. I got a Star Wars tattoo, a Darth Vader on my back.
Gorgeous. Well, show it again because we're doing this for video.
No, I'm not going to strip on camera for YouTube, but thanks for asking.
Josh, you have a gorgeous body. You're beautiful, man.
I appreciate that. Anyway, so I got the tattoo. So I have like a beer themed tattoo. I got my Star Wars themed tattoo. One of the other things I very much enjoy in my life. Please don't. I do not have my wife's failed business tattoo, which I've decided not to do at all.
Not going to do that.
Not going to do that.
Could you have a Tom's failed wife business tattoo?
I mean, I could, but no. So the other thing one of the things I
just want to stop. It's Tom's wife's failed business, not Tom's failed wife's.
I'm sorry. My bad. It's a little bit. My bad. I've been drinking. I'm sorry. My bad.
Punch. It was a juice business that my wife started, and it didn't go very far. And now every time we have sex, she has to look that failure right in the eye, or it just faces the back of her head. It's fine.
Fine. And so one of the last things on my list are I love dinosaurs and donuts. So I don't want to waste a spot, so I want to combine them somehow. So
dinosaur and donuts.
So I think I'm going to get a Triceratops with a donut on its horn.
I don't eat that at all.
So what are if you guys were going to get another tattoo, or if I don't know, Mike and LT, I don't think you have any. If you're going to get a tattoo and you had to combine two absolutely disparate things that you loved, what are you combining?
Well, my next tattoo does have two slightly disparate things, but not too much. This might not count, but I have a LARP group that Josh is a part of called Brutes Bay, and I'm also obsessed with lighthouses. So I'm getting a big lighthouse tattoo on the other thigh with the Brutes Bay octopus coming up the lighthouse. Does that count, Josh? Is that good enough?
I mean, that's I don't know. That's almost thematic.
That's kind of thematic. All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait. How about my bulldog? So I got my bulldog as a Sith Lord because my bulldog would be like the chillest Sith Lord that ever existed. He'd be like, "Oh, power is great. Let's do it, but be nice." And over here on the other forum, I'm getting Archer as a Jedi because he'd be the shittiest Jedi. Right? I'd be like, yeah. Mikey, you're thinking. You don't have any tattoos at all yet?
No.
Or ever? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what are two great things that you love? Like peanut butter and fucking chocolate, man.
Peanut butter and bourbon?
I'll drink to that. I'm almost out. I'm stripped down naked for this podcast. I'm feeling good.
I still got to think about it, but before I forget, in Indianapolis, or in a suburb of Indianapolis, when you go out to Gen Con, please go to Dungeons and Donuts.
Okay. Done.
Yeah.
I'll be attending this year, so.
Well, when is that again?
October-ish?
Oh my
End
God.
of no, I think it's in September, right? Or end of August.
September 16th to the 19th.
So I would probably want to combine my love of robots and old cars. So maybe
like a model Ford Transformer.
Ooh. A Model T, Mr. T.
No, probably like
Transformer.
a
Fool when it
maybe
doesn't
a
drive a
57
Mr. T.
Chevy Transformer.
Okay.
I'd like to combine my love of superheroes and chess. So I would have the Martian Manhunter playing Mr. Fantastic.
That's a good one.
Chess.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good. Yeah. Nice.
I'm not going to get it, but
I'm not gonna get it either, but
Of all of us, the most tattooed person tangential to the Longbox Guys is actually my wife. She has the entire Doctor Strange origin story up one arm and down the other. And that is only a small fraction of the number of tattoos my beautiful PhD wielding wife has.
I might just have to get your tattoo in your honor, Mike. That'd be cool.
Kind of like that one, too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
well,
Well,
Tom's
yeah.
got room because he's already got you. He's got
Yeah.
Iron Man and Power
Power
Man
Man,
and
right.
Iron Fist.
I have Power Man. That's me. My wife is Doctor Strange. I have Josh as Iron Fist. I'm going to put Mikey as the Martian Manhunter. And at some point, I want to put a Moon Knight in there for my buddy LT.
See,
LT,
Moon
that's,
Knight's the hard thing with Moon Knight is people are going to mistake that for a clan guy.
that's what I've said a million times. Every time I talk about this tattoo with Mikey, he's like, really? I'm like, maybe I'll do Mr. Rose.
maybe you could do Iron Man instead, or Nightcrawler,
Maybe I
or
might do Iron Man for you. That's your second fave.
yeah,
Or you can just
or
do-
Jack of Hearts.
Just do
You
Moon
could just
Knight
do
without
Jack
his
of
hood on.
Hearts. You could
If I do
just
Jack of
do
Hearts-
Jack of Hearts, man.
If I do Jack of Hearts, that's the ultimate tribute to you, brother. Because you know how much I hate Jack of Hearts. And if putting him on my body forever would be such a thing. I might have to do it now. Just to show you that, just to show the world that I've always been kidding whenever I shit on you.
And if you're wondering where Tom shits on LT the most, that's at our Patreon only podcast. For a mere $1 a month, you can get an
$1?
I know, the same price as a Memphis Punch.
That's my OnlyFans page. Yeah.
You can go to patreon.com/longboxguys. And every week that we do a podcast, we put out a bonus podcast called The Geek Leak, where we talk about all the other geeky things we're doing besides reading comic books. And all the money that we get from that is we do not keep a cent of. Everything goes to the Elizabeth Peabody House to feed families that need food. How many families do you guys feed a week there, Tom?
We feed about 80 families every week over at the Elizabeth Peabody House. It's a terrific program, and we really love our guests. And it really does go straight into the tills. All right, are you guys ready for a 3 to 18?
Let's do this.
Remember the board game Dark Tower?
Of course.
Oh yeah, you never played it, LT. You never played Dark. You never ever played Dark Tower.
No.
You poor unfortunate soul.
Man, I feel bad for you, LT.
I really do. I'm not even messing around. Dark Tower was a big part of me coming out as a geek. 3 to 18, Mikey. Dark Tower.
I'm going to give that thing a solid 16. I played the shit out of the game, so much so that I supported its Kickstarter, and I'm supposed to be getting the Dark Tower, although I have not heard any updates in a long time. I think they stole my $75.
They might have stole your $75. Josh, I know you played because I played with you.
Yeah, I played a ton. It was one of the games I liked so much, and you realized since it was mechanical in nature, it was going to break, that I bought a backup.
Oh, it was going to break. You had to turn it. Every time I turned it, I was so ginger.
It was a doot, roll, boop. Yeah. Love the game. I'm gonna give. I mean, at the time, it was fucking fantastic. The gameplay was great. It was something you had never really seen before when we were that age. I'm going with a solid 17.
I'm also going to give it a solid 17. And Tommy, my beautiful brother, I hope for God's sake that Mikey comes through and gets his updated version so you can play Dark Tower. You never played it all. You saw the commercials.
No.
Fuck you. The commercials were everywhere when we were kids.
All right, maybe I saw a commercial and don't remember.
That's right. Shut your fucking whore mouth. You saw the commercials.
Estimated delivery for the Dark Tower, which I supported with a $125 pledge, February of 2021.
All right.
Wait, what?
So it's here.
So let's play. Break it out, Mikey.
Apparently, time's going backwards for that Dark Tower.
Are we doing Tenet again? Is this Tenet?
We're back to Tenet, yeah.
Josh, you're still watching Tenet. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't want to be the guy to break it to you.
I'm now watching the 5th unpalatable version of Tenet.
Does it contain microchips, Mikey?
So I'm reading the latest update from May 21st, 2021.
Okay, last
All
week.
Right. It's not too far away.
They're doing a live playthrough on it.
Oh,
next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not super helpful, but okay.
I wanted Dark Tower so much. I never got my own copy of it. I had to play Baby Ray Ray's version.
Baby Ray Ray.
Baby Ray Ray. Ray Mastriani.
Yeah.
But we did play the shit out of it. Thank you for letting us play.
Hey, Josh, did Frosthaven ever arrive?
No.
Yeah, I backed that thing. That's supposed to be delivered March 2021. Man, I have backed a lot of fucking shit that has not shipped at all.
Thanks, Kickstarter.
Oh, here's a great one. Estimated delivery July 2020. Never guessed that.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Grimmer Space.
All right.
You better update your address, Mikey.
I updated it just the other day because I just backed 2 new projects on Kickstarter. Encore Gold, The Art of Liam Sharp, a friend of the podcast who is a phenomenal artist and all-around nice guy. And Blood of the Broodmother, a fantasy role-playing game for 5th edition by our good friend John Larson.
Oh, nice.
So he has started his own RPG company called Old Gator Gaming. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast next week to talk about it. But if you want to support a fellow geek, go ahead and go to Kickstarter and look for Blood of the Brood Mother. I play tested it. Super fun. If you are not tactically sound, the tactical DM will fuck you up. I assure you of that.
That's all right, because we're all pretty tactically sound. Not you, LT. You just attack whoever attacks you.
I'm Leora Jenkins.
I guess that brings us to plugs. You just plugged some great Kickstarter stuff. Anyone else have anything to plug?
Well, I'd like to thank Kirby Crackle for providing our geek rock music every week. You can check them out at kirbycracklemusic.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you should listen to our podcast because we play Kirby Crackle music on that podcast.
We haven't quite figured out how to do it on the YouTube on this yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
we're thinking about it.
Are we?
Some of us are.
I'd like to plug geekorthodox.com.
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 Hello, Tammy.
Geekorthodox.com, purveyor of fine t-shirts and other geeky things, such as stained glass prints, Johnny Skywalker rocks glasses, socks, you name it, they got it. T-shirts, baseball hats, everything you could possibly need for geekdom, they've got at geekorthodox.com.
I'm going to commission them to do a stained glass for my new house. Still haven't figured out what it's going to be. Might be just the Justice League logo. I'm not sure. Well, either that or a beholder. I think I might want to do a beholder.
I'm thinking I want to do a pterodactyl holding a donut.
Just to make Josh jealous?
Just to make him jealous. Just a pig in the front window, and everyone's like, why?
Or
like,
how about a
pterodactyl
T-Rex?
just a T-Rex trying to figure out how to eat a donut?
Yeah.
Or T-Rex
unable
fighting,
to dunk it.
Or T-Rex fighting Timmy the Turok Hunter. Timmy the T-Rex fighting Turok the T-Rex Hunter.
Timmy the T-Rex fighting Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Yes.
That's the one.
I got it. Took me. I was.
Yeah.
You were circling it.
Right in there.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to the World LARP Championships happening in Kentucky in August. I just bought my ticket. I'll be competing in the archery tournament, which means I will be shot many, many times. I'm also trying to get a 5x5 team. If anyone out there is thinking about going down, let me know. Contact Brutes Bay, our LARP group here in Boston.
I'll plug Con of Thrones, the Game of Thrones convention. It's coming to Orlando, Florida, Friday, August 6th to Sunday, August 8th. I'll be teaching some sword classes there.
Nice.
I'm going to plug one other channel on YouTube. It's called Zach George's Dog Training Revolution. It's a New Orleans dog trainer. If you are thinking about getting a new dog or you have a dog with obedience problems, check out his videos. Super helpful, teaching me a lot of shit that I've done wrong over the years.
Well, I'll plug a little bit of who'snextgaming.com. They're our friends over at another podcast. If you like sex robots, and who doesn't? And our good friend Remy just recommended a friend of his who just made a sex robot video to be on Who's Next Gaming, and hopefully we'll get them on there. Also, they do a bunch of podcasts over there. What else do they do, Mike?
So they've got their major podcast is Who's Next Gaming. They alternate between movies, TV, and comic books one week, and the next week is gaming stuff. They also have a number of videos that they do, like Gamer Needs Food Badly, etc., that goes up onto YouTube, where they do video game inspired cooking, which because one of the guys on there is actually a professional chef. So it's a fun podcast. I enjoy every week listening to them babble, and you got to love a podcast where somebody believes that ghosts are real.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, Mikey.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just remember that, buddy.
Yep.
All right. I guess that brings us to the. Tommy has one more.
I'd like to plug Downwind Kites at downwindkites.com. It's kite flying season, so go fly a kite. Get it at Downwind Kites.
It was a good weekend to fly a kite here in Boston. I bought a dragon kite from our good friends at Downwind Kite. Took my dragon kite out. It was a little rainy, but the wind was great over at our dog park, and we had a good time.
What's Stacy's Instagram? Is it Geeky Vixen?
Geeky Vixen. Yeah, Geeky Vixen.
So if you want to see all her cool toys that she has, go check that out. She was on a hike today.
She's alive and well.
She has not been renditioned.
Totally alive.
Totally alive.
Fine.
As we sit here in the My Alibi bar.
Yeah, no evidence of the contrary.
I can see everyone. Stacy is fine.
She's fine.
And her mom has got it going on.
Definitely.
Or so I've heard.
That's what I've heard.
So, Mikey, what's this podcast like to you?
It's like Drunk History, but for comics.
Tommy, any last words for us?
If you haven't gotten your shot, go get your shot. Don't be afraid. It's good. It's all good. Go get your shot.
And Orlando, Florida, Con of Thrones, is that your sector?
Con of Thrones will be my sector. I can't wait. Should be fun.
How are you getting down there? You going to fly to Atlanta and drive down? What are you doing?
No, I'll just fly straight into Orlando.
Yeah. For the first time ever, I flew straight into Pentagon. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. Had to change flights. It sucked. And don't forget what I always say. Don't diss what you hate. Just support what you love. You live a lot longer. Thank you so much from the Longbox Guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Polka Dot Man rules.
Hello, First World. This is Tom. I had to change flights. This sucks.
This sucks.
This is a definite problem. There should be a direct flight from
Everywhere.
everywhere to everywhere.
Everywhere.
I like
All the
flying in
time.
Atlanta and driving down with you guys. It's fun. We get to see Deke.